Hi everyone, Captain Amazing here, and today we're going to do a roster review, so let's jump into it. So today's review is for Purple Pirate with the Rebel Force Dagobah. So looks like they're pretty early game. They're in Carbonite 3, have pretty much like a starter fleet that would be going for Executor, and they have an Imperial Trooper with getting carried by Darth Vader over here. So that's pretty interesting. All right, so they're 1.7 million GP, 1 million in characters, 600,000 in ships. So about 6 months time played. So let's see what they got. So a good amount of stuff here. They did say they were free to play, but I want to say liar, liar, pants on fire about that free to play. I want to say you probably didn't take the time to conveniently farm all these to Relic 3. So I want to say that this is no longer a free to play account. Maybe you were gifted a bundle or something, but that free to play claim to fame does not include Lightspeed bundles. As much as a lot of people want to say like Lightspeed bundles are the new free to play, like you spend the cash, you lose your free to play card, or if you accept the bundle, you also lose that free to play card. Cash was spent on this account. I don't hate it. I don't hate Night Sisters. Night Sisters are a good team, especially if you have like Marin, but these are still okay. You can get a lot done if you put a little, like 2 Zetas, 1 in Mother Talzin, 1 in Daka, Talzin lead, Daka unique, then you could probably do challenge tier 1. You'll have to like mod Daka a little while just to get through phase 4, but that's a challenge tier 1 done right there. So Wampa, I do like Wampa as a relic. Relic 7 Darth Vader. I see you working towards Executor. Continue doing that. Executor is an excellent farm. I do highly recommend that. You have good progress in your fleet, so I like to see that. As far as your bounty hunters over there, get your Imperial TIE Bomber to 7 stars. Yeah, so I'll say this. With this farm, it's pretty easy. There's not a lot here as far as what you can do, and I want to talk a little about the philosophies of what you should be doing. So first and foremost, as far as with the Executor, you should still get Emperor Palpatine up. Emperor Palpatine is an excellent character. You don't have to take him to relics, but even Gear 12, he doesn't take any Kyrotex. He's an old character. Fantastic character, and sooner or later you're gonna want to get him up anyways. I'm not I don't think you need him for Executor off the top of my head, and that's probably why you don't have him invested in, but you are going to want him up, and he will need his lead Zeta, but you'll want to pair him with Mara Jade, and that's going to give you a extremely usable team, just filled in with Empire for Grand Arena, because I see you're in Carbonite. You need to get more teams to start getting usable. You have Night Sisters, you have Wampa, you have Darth Vader, you have a Bounty Hunter, you have kind of an Imperial Troopers here. So that's some teams, but you could also put in Emperor Palpatine and Mara Jade, and that's a full team by itself. Also, you don't have a light side team, so I would say get your Phoenix up and running. You're already investing in Rex, so it looks like you are trying to do that. As a secondary farm is completely fine. I would say this. Your next 2 big farms should probably, especially being free to play, I would say go Executor, finish off Imperial Troopers as far as Relic 5 on our Gear 12. Well, here, let's get your Imperial Trooper so you can visualize it. So Relic 5 on Dark Trooper and Gear 12 on Range Trooper. So you don't have Range Trooper at all. So fit Range Trooper in your farming plan, as well as Iden Versio. Iden Versio is a really good character. So get Range Trooper, Relic 5, Dark Trooper after you have the Executor. So once you finish the Executor and you finish Imperial Troopers, I would say C. C is an excellent character. It's gonna move really well, and I would say a good farming pathway for a free-to-play new player. Well, not like free to play. As far as that, I don't think maybe you're gonna keep buying bundles. I don't know, but if you go Executor, Imperial Troopers, C into CLS Rebels, that's going to give you a lot of good assault battles. And then once you have CLS Rebels, go into Jabba, and you can go into Jabba into JML. So I was recently talking to Agnards about this farming pathway, and he believes like JML into Jabba, and I believe Jabba into JML. It's going to take the same time to farm both, so why not have Jabba first, because Jabba is going to give you Smuggler's Run too. So all in all, that is an excellent farming pathway for you. I do hope let's just take a slight gander at your speeds here. So 6 months, you're not going to have any time to develop your mods, so that's completely fine. Just make sure you understand high mod potential. Watch my mod guides, because you don't have to ignore them. You don't have to like do mod refreshes to build decent mods. It's just going to be a lot slower. But if you understand sets, primaries, mod potential, you can build good mods over time, and then you can have just a lot of high potential mods that you can work at a later date once you start getting more serious with your mod farming. So I will say your fleets need work. They definitely do. There's no reason that you should have like a 4-star home 1 and a 4-star endurance. The reason you do is you completely ignored light side. Like you just absolutely dogged on anything light side in this account. You have to have like a balance. It's not like dark side, light side, and I'm gonna be an all dark side farmer or something. You have to have a balance as far as your farming, so that you can have these things, because you earn these shards passively, and you do want to get them. They give you shard shop in the future. You want like home 1's a good fleet, Executrix is a good fleet, endurance is dog, but you want to start using your get to be earning malevolence, since I see you already have these. So once you have your ships fully fleshed out for your Executor, then start farming the pilotless ships for the Geonosians and Malevolence, and use your get to towards that. Start working on Negotiator, and then getting all these guys up and running as far as your Galactic Republic. Anakin, you're gonna go for C, so you're gonna have an Anakin anyways, and it's gonna feed really well. So start, once you have Malevolence to 5 stars, start farming Negotiator to 7 stars, and then come back and finish the Negotiator to 7 stars. So the 3 fleets you should work on first should be Executor, Malevolence, Negotiator. From there, Chimera is also a really good one, since you're working C next after Executor. Once you finish C, then you can go work into other things. But all these kind of like farms, ships are kind of like a side farm that you continue to build along the way. Just don't ignore them. You're going to need 6 once you get to the highest level, probably more if you drop a battle, but you know, it's just a good way to go over the long term. And I'll say this, you want to earn a lot of passive income. You want to farm shards. You want to kind of do all the things to maximize all the resources in your account at once. Don't just like, it's good that you're hard focusing Executor and you're going to unlock it, but you know, there's multiple different currencies in the game. So that's why you can layer your farming. So I would say like dive into my educational playlist, look at some of the different like my farming philosophies, my hierarchy of needs, my mods farming guides, and that'll explain the entirety of how I play this game and how I like layer all my farms like onions, and I maximize all the currencies in this game, so that I'm building not only vertically but horizontally as fast as I can. So that's why I have a lot of GP, is because, and it's not all bloat, it's just maximizing resources at every single level, so that you can, because this is a resource management game, so if you can manage your resources really well, it's going to pay off in the long term. And then if you focus on things that give you more resources, then you're going to have more to work on. You're going to build your account faster, you can join a better guild, and then it's this cycle of snowballing your account. So you're doing well, you're starting off right. I do like the hard focus on Executor. I think you said something about like Jedi Knight Calcastus and some other farms. I wouldn't recommend that for you. You're nowhere near it. So I would recommend going for the farming path I laid forward for you. It's going to give you the most resources in the shortest amount of time. And from there, you can kind of like, once you've done, like after you have Jabba, you can either go for GML because it's going to be the closest thing for you, or you can go for whatever you want after that. So it's kind of, you'll have a good base of resource income at that point, and you can kind of like focus your farms other places. I would fit Phoenix in there, so I would keep farming Rex and keep investing in the Phoenix as a side farm. A lot of them you can get to gear 12 for practically free. Rex is going to take some chirotech, so maybe before C, I would do Executor and finish your Imperial Troopers, then Phoenix, just get them all to like Relic 3 or something. They're going to do a lot, or Relic 5 if you really want to. They're going to do a lot for you. They'll get, like, unfortunately you have Night Sisters, so they're not going to give you that assault battle, but they're a good team, though. They'll do a lot for you. And then you can kind of like move on. If you don't want to stop for Phoenix, you don't have to. It's just a recommendation. But I already gave you my farming pathway, so I don't want to dive into that again. So if you have any questions, hit me up in Discord. Otherwise, or post a comment here. If anyone else has any more recommendations or what you think of this account, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, like and subscribe if you like this content, and take care, everyone.